Good afternoon, everyone. We're here to present our group presentation. We are Group 5, and we are given the topic of exploring diverse art forms in the Philippines. So, exploring the art forms in the Philippines includes some of these topics that were included in the module, which are aesthetic, which is aesthetic arts and crafts. Next is we have the local materials used in arts and craft. Sorry. And lastly is the unique arts and craft traditions of the Philippines. So in presenting, we will start at the non-traditional arts will be presented by Miss Tricia.
Non-traditional arts. The non-traditional arts in the Philippines are defined as artwork that separate itself from traditional or conventional art method and style. It often applies modern techniques, materials, and expression. Different non-traditional art forms are visual arts, and there are painting, sculpture, printmaking, photography, installation art, and mixed media. The next is architecture. Architecture are interior design, landscape, and urban. The next is music. There are composition, direction, performance. The next is dance. Choreography, direction, performance. The next is theater. There are direction, playwriting, production design. The next is media arts. There are film and broadcasting. The lastly is literature. There are poetry, fiction, literary criticism. Significance of non-traditional arts in the Philippines. Evolution. Non-traditional arts enhance Filipino arts by embracing and utilizing modern mediums such as digital arts and mixed media. This ensures that Philippines art keeps up with the current and relevant trends while maintaining a distinct Filipino identity. The next is social political commentary. This form serves as a platform for artists to convey message in order to confront many contemporary issues such as poverty and governance. Through their creative expression, artists that can express awareness, provoke thoughts, and encourage social changes with their communities. Global recognition by engaging in the modern artistic practices, Filipino artists archive international visibility and recognition. Participation in global events helps to establish Philippine art on the world stage, validating that nation creative voice and cultural impact.
First, we have basket weaving. A basket is used for carrying hunted animals, grains, fishing in the waters. The baskets are made of bamboo to become their fish traps. The size and the shape of the basket are based on the variety of fish they wish to catch. Next is batok, also known as burik, tatak, batek, or patek, is an Ilocano term describing the indigenous Filipino tattooing practice where the tattoo practitioner or the mamba batok marks the skin by hand tapping and ink, using bone wood implements. Next is the Manuka jar, also known as the ship of the dead. The Manuka jar is a burial container that represents the journey of the soul to the afterlife, which is closely associated with our maritime culture. Next is jewelry making. Since the 16th century, it is presumed that jewelry making in the countries already existed. It is known that the skill of the early Filipinos in creating jewelry are parented from our Asian neighbors like Chinese people. Next is Vinta. Locally known as Lepa Lepa or Sakayan, is a traditional boat from the Philippine island of Mindanao. The boats are made by Sama Bajau and Moros living in the Sulu archipelago. Zamboanga Peninsula, and southern Mindanao. It has sail with assorted colors that represent a colorful culture and history of the Muslim community. Tinalak is a weaving tradition of the Tibol people of South Cotabato, Philippines. Tinalak clothes are woven from abaca fibers. The traditional female weavers are known as dream weavers because of the pattern of the cloth. Next is bulu. Bulu are carved into figures of Ifugao. This represent their ancestral spirit and granary gods. Seated Ifugao, bulu at the conclusion of the annual Ifugao harvest ritual. Bulu is placed in the rice granaries and considered guardian of the harvest. And lastly, okir or okil is the term of geometric and flowing designs, often based on elaborate leaf and vine pattern, and folks motif that can be usually found in Maranao and Muslim-influenced artwork, usually in southern Philippines and some part of Southeast Asia.
Okay, we will move on to the next presentation, which is the types of traditional arts and crafts, which will be presented by Mr. Simon Hillat.
So now let's proceed to the types of traditional arts and crafts. First one is textile crafts. Textile crafts involve creating decorative or functional items using fabrics, threads, and fibers. Common techniques include weaving, sewing, dyeing, and embroidery. These crafts often showcase traditional designs and patterns that reflect a community's culture and identity. Next one is wood crafts. Wood crafts use wood as the main material to produce tools, furniture, and artworks. Skilled artisans curve, shape, and polish wood to create both decorative and useful items. These crafts display creative and craftsmanship, often inspired by nature and local traditions. Third one is metal crafts. Metal crafts are created by shaping and designing metals like brass, copper, silver, or iron. They can include jewelry, sculptures, utensils, or ornaments. The process involves techniques such as casting, engraving, and hammering, showing both strength and elegance in artistry. Fourth one is pottery. It involves molding clay into objects such as pots, jars, and decorative pieces. Once shaped, the clay is fired to harden and often painted or glazed for design. This craft has been practiced for centuries, serving both artistic and practical purposes. Fifth one is basketry. Basketry is the craft of weaving materials like rattan, bamboo, or palm leaves into baskets and containers. It requires patience and precision, forming strong yet beautiful patterns. Basketry reflects the harmony between functionality and natural materials. Sixth one is shell and coral crafts. These crafts use shells, corals, and other marine materials to make accessories, home decoration, and souvenirs. Artisans carefully arrange and polish each pieces to highlight natural beauty. They often represent coastal culture and the rich marine life of the Philippines. Seventh one is the paper and bamboo crafts. Paper and bamboo crafts involve using this lightweight material to create artworks, lanterns, fans, or furniture. Both materials are eco-friendly and versatile. Allowing for endless creative design, they are common in festivals and traditional Filipino decorations. Second to the last is plant crafts. Plant crafts use dried leaves, flowers, or other plant parts to create natural decoration and art pieces. These crafts promote sustainability by reusing organic materials. They are often used for home decor, offering a touch of nature and freshness. Last P is beadwork and embroidery. Beadwork and embroidery involve decorating fabric or accessories with beads, threads, and other embellishments. These designs can range from simple pattern to intricate traditional motifs. They showcase patience, precision, and the beauty of handmade detail.
Okay, we will move on to the local materials used in creating an art. These are the local and indigenous art materials will be presented by uh, Nix Lance Gatchalian and Kim Margo.
Now moving on to the local and indigenous art materials. First one is the traditional craftsmanship. Local and indigenous materials are shaped by techniques developed long before modern tools existed. Artisans learn to work with raw materials through careful handcrafting, which preserves cultural skills and keeps Filipino artistry rooted in tradition. Second one is the natural materials. Indigenous communities use materials found in nature such as bamboo, rattan, abaca, banana fiber, clay, wood, coconut shells, and seashells. These materials are renewable and biodegradable, showing respect for the environment while supporting sustainable art practices. Third one is the cultural identity and heritage. Each material carries a story. For example, Abaca weaving represents the identity of Mindanaoan groups like the Tiboli, while wood carving among the Ifugao reflects spiritual beliefs. The choice of material is part of how communities express who they are and where they come from. Next one is the functional and spiritual purposes. These materials are transformed into clothing, baskets, tools, accessories, and decor that are used in daily life. Some pieces are created for rituals or as symbols of protection, showing that art materials serve both practical and cultural purposes. Next one is the transmission of knowledge. Knowledge of where to gather materials, how to prepare them, and how to form them into art is passed from elders to younger generations. This project this protects cultural identity and keeps traditional art forms alive through continuous teaching. Next one is the challenges in the modern age. Local artisans struggle with cheaper mass-produced products made with synthetic materials. Deforestation and overharvesting also affects the supply of natural materials. These challenges make indigenous materials harder to sustain without proper protection. Next one is the preservation efforts. Schools, cultural groups, and government programs support the use of local materials by promoting traditional crafts, teaching weaving and carving, and encouraging sustainable harvesting. These efforts help communities maintain their artistic heritage while earning fair income. Lastly, modern innovations. Filipino artists today experiment with traditional materials in new ways. Recycled and upcycled versions of wood, coconut shells, and fibers are being used to create modern home decor, fashion, and art pieces, proving that traditional materials can evolve with contemporary design.
Okay, we will move on to the discussion of Miss Kim with the kinds of local arts and materials.
Now, let's talk about the local and indigenous art materials. First, we have abaca. It's a type of banana plant native to the Philippines. Its fibers strong and flexible, making it perfect for weaving, bags, mats, ropes, and even clothing. Next is bamboo, also known as kawayan in Filipino. It's lightweight but very strong. Bamboo is used to make baskets, furnitures, lamps, and even musical instruments like the tongatong or bunkaka. It's also symbolize flexibility and strength in Filipino culture. Another beautiful material is capis. These are shiny, translucent shells that come from window pane oysters, especially in the province of Capiz. Artists use them to make lanterns, lamp, and window decorations that glow beautifully when light passes through. Then we have rattan, a climbing palm known for its tough but bendable stems. It's widely used in making furnitures, baskets, and traditional weaving crafts. Rattan is both traditional and modern because it's strong, durable, and stylish. For the next is sigay or small seashells. Small seashells are also common art materials. They are often used to make jewelry, buttons, and accessories. Long ago, some communities even used shell as currency or symbols of wealth. Next, we have junk materials. These are recycled items like cans, plastics, and papers. Many artists use them to create artworks and sculptures that promote environmental awareness. It shows how creativity can turn waste into something meaningful and beautiful. Next is dried leaves from coconut palm or banana trees are also used for weaving hats, mats, and fans. These crafts show how Filipino make use of natural and renewable materials around them. Next is plant seed. Plant seeds are small but very creative materials. Very creative materials used in jewelry makings, rosaries, and ornaments. They symbolize our connection to nature and how we can find beauty in the smallest thing or simplest thing. Lastly, we have rocks and sand. These natural materials are used in sculptures, mosaics, and building decorations. They represent strength, durability, and the raw beauty of a nature in art. That's all.
Okay, are you done, Kim? Sige. We will proceed on the last presentation, which is the unique art and crafts tradition of the Philippines. So, with its rich cultural heritage, the Philippines is a land where art and craft intertwine to tell stories of its diverse communities. From traditional indigenous crafts to contemporary art forms, the Filipino people have created a vibrant tapestry of creativity. This article explores the unique art and craft traditions that contribute to the cultural identity of the Philippines by showcasing the skill, ingenuity, and cultural significance embedded in these forms of expression. So the first one is indigenous artistry. This is a craftsmanship rooted in a tradition. An example of this is banig weaving, the art of mat making. Banig intricately woven mats are a hallmark of Filipino craftsmanship, as banig weaving is a meticulous Visayan region process involving in indigenous materials such as pandan leaves and buri strips. These mats serve util- utilitarian and cultural processes, often used in homes and as gifts for special occasions. The next example is bamboo craft, versatility and art in architecture. Bamboo, a sustainable and abundant resource in the Philippines, is a versatile material used in various traditional crafts, from intricate baskets to furniture and architectural elements. Bamboo craftsmanship showcases the Filipino knack of utilizing natural materials in art and design. Bamboo's sturdy and flexible nature makes it preferred a medium for creating functional and aesthetically pleasing pieces. The next here is the textiles as living traditions, which is an example of this is the Inabel and Malong. Inabel weaving is a heritage woven into fabric. The Inabel, a traditional hand-woven textile, is a cultural treasure from the Ilocos region. Skilled weavers use wooden looms to create and intricate patterns and designs, resulting in a fabric that embodies the heritage of the Filipino people. Inabel textiles are often used for traditional clothing, blankets, and home decor, preserving the art of weaving for future generations. Next example is the malong, a colorful cloak of Maranao culture. A malong is a tabular multi-purpose fabric, is a cultural symbol of the Maranao people in Mindanao. Its vibrant colors and geometric patterns reflect the region's rich cultural heritage beyond being worn as a clothing. The malong serves as various functions such as a blanket, turban, or a makeshift bag. Its versatility and cultural significance make it a cherished craft of Filipino society. Next is the wood carving. An example of this is paite wood. It is given pala. So it is a sculpting cultural narratives, which includes the paite wood carving. The town of Paite is in Laguna is renowned for its wood carving tradition. Skilled artisans carve intricate designs into wood, creating religious icons, elaborating elaborate furniture, and decorative pieces. Next is the sculptures and santos. It is a religious artistry. Filipinos' religious fervor finds expression in the creation of sculptures and santos or saints. Skilled sculptors carve religious figures often commissioned for the churches and private devotional spaces. And next is the contemporary art forms. It is the balancing tradition and innovation. An example is Manila Biennale, bridging tradition and contemporary art. The Manila Biennale is a contemporary art festival that brings local and international artists together to explore themes and relevant Filipino culture and society. The festival serves as a platform for artists to push the boundaries of traditional art forms and engage with modern issues. It contributes to the dynamic dialogue between tradition and innovation within the Filipino art scenes. Next is the contemporary sculptures. This plays a play of forms and and materials. Contemporary Filipino sculptures experiment with diverse forms and materials moving beyond traditional mediums. Steel, concrete, and recycled materials become the canvas for expressions that explore social issues and personal narratives and the evolving identity of the Filipino people. Public spaces often feature modern sculptures that add a layer of dynamism to urban landscapes. Next is Philippine batik, a fusion of tradition. Batik is a traditional fabric dyeing technique originating from Indonesia has found its way into Filipino artistry in the Philippines. Local artisans have adapted the method to create vibrant textiles, which distinct Filipino patterns. This fusion of traditional reflects the interconnectedness of Southeast Asian cultures in the Philippines and openness to artistic influences. And the next is contemporary textile art. It is the reimagining tradition. Artists like Lenore Aras Lim have embraced traditional weaving uh, techniques to create contemporary textile art. These artists breathe new life and age old practices. Reimagining patterns and designs to tell modern stories, their work not only preserves traditional craftsmanships but also contributes to the evolving narrative of the Filipino art. Next is the lastly is the preserving of indigenous crafts. These are the challenges in the modern age. In the face of our modernization in our society, changing preferences, and preserving indigenous craft faces challenges such as mass-produced goods allure often competes with traditional artisans, intricate handmade craftsmanships, and efforts to sustain these crafts involve a delicate balance between maintaining authenticity and adapting to contemporary demands. And this will be the last uh, topic. So I hope that everyone have listened. This is the ending of our group presentation, and thank you.